Hey everybody, it's Eddie here, and I hope you guys have been doing well. We are approaching the end of 2020 and entering into 2021. And in this video, I want to share with you guys a little bit about my goals and plans that I have for 2021 and share my thoughts about how 2020 was. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sit tight and let's begin. So anytime New Year's approaches, the tradition is to set New Year's resolutions, right? But I stopped making New Year resolutions a long time ago because I never fulfilled them. But instead, I set a list of goals that I wanted to accomplish throughout the entire year. Whether it was the beginning half, later half, it didn't matter as long as I fulfilled those goals. A really big goal that Stella and I set right after we got married was to pay off all of our debt by the end of 2020. The goal is to be debt-free by the end of 2020. And so we have about a year and a half to do that. And that's going to be our first goal. That way we can be debt-free, just save everything we make, and we owe nobody nothing. Today is April 29th, 2019, and this is the beginning of our debt-free journey. Are you ready, Stella?
Yes.
Yes, high five. Woo! We're beginning. As of today, we are completely out of debt. We paid about $119,000 of debt, and that was a really big goal, but we constantly reminded ourselves every single day that we got to pay off our debt by the end of 2020. And then I had very simple goals like trying new things and taking risks until my birthday. So as I share my list of goals, I hope that it encourages you to plan out, what you want to accomplish in 2021, because 2020 wasn't, the best year for many of us, and I understand that, and I'll share my thoughts about everything at the end of the video. But I like to say we live in the present by thinking about the future and learning from the past. So I always like to think forward, but at the same time learn all the valuable lessons that I've learned in the past and apply them into the future. And that's how we live in the present and make the decisions that we make today. The first is going to be YouTube. I think in 2021, I want to upload one video every single week and stay consistent as possible. I want to achieve 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. And I say these things because I want to make sure that these goals are tangible, achievable, measurable. I know they're just numbers, but at the same time, they're going to really push me to do and accomplish these goals. And so we'll see where this channel goes long term, but I'll be focusing a lot on screen printing content, investing, and sometimes tech. But overall, I want to just create content that I want to talk about, what I believe in, and we'll see where that goes every single week. Goal number 2 is to create a complete screen printing course. I want to create a course where I can explain everything from beginning to end, everything everyone needs to know, everything that I know into that course. And I want to get it out generally around Q2 of 2021, which is going to be April, May, June. Yeah, it is April, May, June. But the goal is to create the best screen printing course that I can create. One of my goals for 2020 was to actually create a screen printing guide. And I did that. It was a 40-page guide with 5 audio files, a lot of great feedback, a lot of orders. Thank you everybody who supported that guide. And I knew that the next step was going to be to create a course where I can visibly show everything with my hands, with my words, and share everything that I know. I've been working on that for the past couple months, so I will continue to work on that, and I'll let you guys know when it's released. Goal number 3 is investing. In the past 2 months, I've held investing sessions every single week and taught a little over a dozen people how to invest. And the more I taught it, the better I got at it, and the more I realized I love talking about it and doing it. So my goal with investing is just to create a ton of content, as much as I can, about investing on YouTube. I'll start there for now, and who knows what else will open up later on. Goal number 4 is to start a podcast. When it comes to YouTube, I want to try to keep it educational and resourceful for people to watch. My podcast will really dive in deeper into my life and share stories about my faith and entrepreneurship and business and investing. And I'll talk just overall about my life on that podcast. So really nervous and looking forward to it. At the same time, I'll be uploading 1 episode a month for now, starting January. So I'll keep you guys updated on my socials, so stay updated there. And I'm really excited to talk about my journey, my faith, and just everything on there. Goal number 5 is going to be about V3. If you guys are new to this channel, I'm the director of a team called V3, and we're primarily a dance team, but we've been focusing a lot on different types of video projects. And so we worked on a ton of video projects the past 4 or 5 months, and we're going to be editing a lot of those and transitioning into 2021. V3 is kind of transitioning into this I don't know how to describe it, but we're transitioning into a different direction. And so it's going to be good. It's all for good reasons. And I'm really excited to, kind of show the new side of V3. So the goal for V3 is to continuously create these videos And I'm just gonna leave it at that because there are so many other smaller goals within V3 that would take forever to explain in this video. So I just wanted to share that much with you guys. Goal number 6 is to continue my brand identity. A couple years ago, I launched a clothing brand called Identity, and for many reasons, I've closed it and opened it and closed it, and it's been a very interesting journey and relationship with that clothing company. I keep telling myself that I'm gonna relaunch it, redo it, refresh it, re everything, but I keep finding myself not doing that. And I kept wondering, why? Why, Eddie? Why don't you want to relaunch Identity? And I kid you not, I think about 2 months ago, I had this realization, like, I know why I don't want to relaunch Identity anymore. I don't like designing. As of 2020, I've declined all design requests because it's just not my thing, and I think that's why I've not wanted to relaunch Identity, because I keep thinking that if I relaunch it, then I have to keep coming up with designs, and that's not what I want to do. And so I found a solution for that, and I think I might look into a couple designers that I know of and ask them if they want to partner or do things or collaborate, and maybe outsource all the designs, and I'm the one who prints and manufactures and sells them, and we can make an agreement on royalties or contract or whatnot. And so a lot of things are going in the back of my mind. We'll see how this works out, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, well, it's gonna be one of those goals where it didn't happen, so we'll see. Goal number 6 is to purchase our first property at the end of 2021. Stella and I, we made a goal to be debt-free by the end of 2020. And the goal for 2021 is to just really save up as much as we can so that we can make a down payment on a house and we can move out of here. Now, currently I live in an apartment, and there's nothing wrong with apartments. I've lived in apartments all my life, since I was born till now. And personally, it's comfortable, I enjoy it. But one of my macro goals in life is to get into real estate, because there was a period in time where I studied real estate, understood it, and it sounds very intriguing, sounds very exciting actually. And so hopefully later in life, that's something that I'll do. But purchasing our first property is a great first small step, and then we'll see where everything goes from there. The last goal is to travel. You know, one of our goals was to travel outside of the US in 2020, but because of COVID, we couldn't do that. Completely understandable. So we want to make that possible in 2021. It's a really simple goal, and personally, I don't really like traveling. I love staying home. I love working, but it's one of those things where when I do travel and I'm in that place, in that spot, it's one of the best feelings in the world. Like in 2015, I went to Japan, and the thought of going to Japan was extremely scary, and like I didn't want to go. But when I went, man, it was one of the best trips of my life. And seeing different parts of the world was very eye-opening, right? I don't want to die living here in my room. Like it's not what I want to do. I want to die seeing the world, God's creation, and seeing different types of people, culture. And so hopefully I can travel more later on, but one place at a time. So those are my goals for 2021, and will I accomplish all of them? I hope so, but if I don't, it's okay, completely fine. But now I want to share a little bit about 2020. 2020 is definitely a year many of us did not see coming, and that really shows how fragile everything is. Anything can happen anytime, and it can be completely out of your control. For some of us, it was a year of victory. Some of us was a year of growth. Some of us, it was a year of rest. And if you feel like you didn't progress and didn't accomplish a lot of things in 2020 and feel guilty about that, I just want to encourage you, don't feel guilty about that. I think the fact that you're still alive and you're watching this is such a blessing. I think the fact that we survived through 2020 is such a blessing, because a lot of people have lost a lot of loved ones and lost jobs and lost a lot. And I know how that feels. At the beginning of the year, my grandpa passed away. And then because of COVID, my business got completely destroyed at one point, where I had like 0 clients, 0 jobs, 0 income. And so as much as we went through a lot of hardship in 2020, I hope that we can see all the good things that might have come out from it. 2020 is a year that we're all going to remember. As much as we want to forget it, it's going to be a year we're going to remember, because we're always going to go back to it and refer back to it. And so much has happened. It's just almost impossible to forget about. I think one of the valuable lessons I learned in 2020 is how important relationship and people are over my work and money and any of that. And 2020 has also taught me that a lot of things that I thought were important were no longer important. I'm pretty sure it's the same for you as well. And so I hope we can all look back and grab all the valuable lessons we learned in 2020, live in the present by taking it into the future, progressing, doing the best we can. And so I hope in 2021 we can take one step forward, progressing one step at a time. Well, if you made it this far, thank you guys so much for your support and everything that you guys have done. 2020 has been a crazy year, but I really appreciate your support, especially if you're new here. If you guys have any comments or questions, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video over in 2021. Good night, good morning, adios.